I want to say a little bit about the state of the pavements in Stillorgan. One of the most basic services a council can provide for its citizens is the maintenance of roads and pavements. Now, in previous improvement plans in the Stillorgan local area, great improvements were made to the pavements, all the way up from the corner by St. Lawrence's School up to Glenalbyn Road here, the entrance to Kilmacud Copes. And all of that work was really welcome, but it all seems to have stopped at this point. And from this point on, the pavements in Stillorgan they're in rag order, really. There are trip hazards every 10 metres. There are weeds growing up, some detritus that has built up over several months and years from Christmas trees and leaves and everything that's fallen on them. And the pavements just aren't even swept. Now, I realise that there are many plans, great plans for Stillorgan, both by private developers and the council themselves. They still have in place plans to improve and radically change the landscape in Stillorgan. But we can't really wait until all these plans come to fruition to have basic repairs of the pavements done. I'm not talking about grand schemes like this. I'm talking about just making pavements safe for people to walk on. In my work with the Tidy Towns group in Stillorgan, we regularly come along this stretch and clean up rubbish on Saturday mornings. But we can't really clean the foliage that's growing in the gullies and along the curbs because the council doesn't collect that from Tidy Towns groups. So really, the council really must take responsibility for sweeping these pavements and clearing away greenery. But the real problems are the cracks in the pavement. Some of them are there for decades. All along this pavement behind me, there's a trip hazard practically every 10 metres.
Some crack or sunken drain cover over which an elderly person trying to get to the doctor's surgery or the financial institutions behind me here could easily trip and injure themselves.
Here on the Old Dublin Road side of the shopping centre, we have a pavement which again hasn't been repaired for many, many years. And as you go along, you see lots of breakages and cracks, some of which have been made by vehicles driving up onto the pavement, making turns. But really, it's not acceptable if the council is trying to encourage people to walk around the village for this type of pavement to be left in place, or these types of cracks and breakages. We can't afford to let perfection get in the way of the good by waiting for some grand plan to be implemented when these paths are dangerous and just need to be repaired urgently.